on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our small contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Now, today we're going to do some light reading inside of our Moccasin course, inside of our new section that we're in. So let's pick up from where we left off yesterday. So to write our first test, we will create a new file called testfavorites.vy. We are going to start with a really basic test. This is how we will start our script. We will say define test starting values function. And for now, we're just going to put a pass there. We are going to put in a pass statement for now, like I just said. And PyTest and Moccasin. PyTest looks for the test prefix keyword to identify test functions in a test folder. So we have to have a folder called test in our project directory. Also, each test file must start with the test prefix keyword as well in order for PyTest to recognize it as a test file. Maybe we want to do something like make sure that when we do deploy our contract, it does start with our favorite number as opposed to not starting with it. So what we can do in our testfavorites.py file is exactly what we did in our deployfavorites.py script. We can import the necessary modules and deploy our contract within the test function. Here's our test function and what it will look like. We would say from src, which is our source, import favorites, which is the file we want to import from our source. Then we would say define test starting favorite values or test starting favorite values function. And this time we're going to fill it out with favorites contract equals favorites.deploy function. And to do an actual test, we can say something like assert favorites contract dot get favorites number, and we're going to set that equal to 42. Now, this is a simple test that checks if the starting number is 42. The assert statement is used to verify that the condition is true. If the condition is false, the test will fail. So basically, that's what we're doing right now. We're working on our test functions and using the test prefix to actually start our folder out. So we're going to leave it there for now. So we're going to get lost in translation. Like I said, I don't want to move too far too fast because we are just doing reading only. So I want to make sure we go over everything thoroughly and make sure we get all the concepts down before we move forward. But with that being said, we're going to pick it back up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, this is the Python Papi,